creaking now. So just lift and roll your shoulders. And breathing in, turn to the left. Come to the centre with the head. And breathing out, turn to the right. Come to the centre. Into the left. Centre. And out to the right. Centre. Lift and roll the shoulders. As you roll the shoulders back, you're lifting your chest. So clasp the hands behind the back and aim the knuckles to the ground and just lift the chest a little bit more. Breathing out, turn to the left. Come to the centre. Breathing out, turn to the right. My mum made the most awful faux pas, sitting in the garden saying how quiet it was. The little boy next door. Hi Sarah. Belated happy birthday.
Oh, hello.
Belated happy birthday.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. I'm just coming down from my wonderful weekend.
In Cornwall. She went to a spa in Cornwall. And then just released and lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, raise the right hand, stretch up, turn the head to the left. Stay here for an in and an out breath. Breathing in, come to the center, and breathing out, lower the hand. And breathing in, raise the left hand. Stretch up. Breathing out, turn the head to the right. Come to the center, and breathing out, lower the hand. Lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, raise both hands up. Clasp and reverse. Press your feet down and come slightly to the left. Breathing in, come to the center, stretch up, and breathing out, come to the left. Come to the center. Just turn slightly to the left. Come to the center. And turn slightly to the right. And come to the center. Lower the hands to shoulder height. Turn the head to the left. Come to the center. And turn the head to the right. We can be on the fingers. Come to the center. And lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. Hands on the waist, feet a little bit apart, and just soften the knees, maybe bring the bottom away from you. You're putting on your abdominal control, you're engaging your abdominal muscles, which in turn protects the back, and then press the feet down and come up to standing. And then just lift the heels, see how your balance is. So that just very gently lower heels back down to the ground. And breathing in, turn the head to the left. Come to the center. And turn the head to the right. And come to the center. And release the hands. And then bring the hands to the heart center. Half salute to the sun. Soften the knees. Circle the hands up. Stretch. Palms together. Up through the center, come to hands on the knees, breathing in, lengthen along the spine, breathing out, soften in. Breathing in, lengthen along the spine, and stay here as you breathe out. Breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet down, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Breathing in, raising the hands up. Stretch your fingers, and then breathing out, lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. Hands together at the heart centre. Soften the knees and circle the hands up. Stretch up. Palms together. Come through the heart centre. Soften the knees and hands onto the shins. Half lift. Bring the perineum slightly engaged and bring the tummy towards the spine. Breathing out, soften, curl in. Breathing in, half lift. And stay here as you breathe out. Breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet down, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And then with your feet maybe a little wider apart, come to sway from side to side. Then very, very gently come to stand still, lift and roll the shoulders. And we're going to start today's class, having warmed up, by lying on the ground. And it's a mindfulness class today. So, I'll try not to kick my water, just, you've all got your knees bent, so okay, we'll run with that. So knees bent then, feet hip width apart. Just turn the head to one side, come to the centre, and let the head turn or roll almost to the other side. And come back to the centre. And breathing in, clasp the hands behind the back of the head. Just opening the elbows to the side. And then let both knees drift down to one side and the hips will lift. And then let the knees drift back to the centre, engage your tummy, perineum in. And then let both knees drift over to the other side. And your hip of the opposite to the direction the knees will lift. And then you decide whether you want to sway from side to side or whether you want to slow the sway down. And take a couple of breaths to each side. The wider you've got your feet, the more your knee will drop into the centre. The hands onto the back of the head, kind of stretch the back of the neck out, it stops you crunching up, it's opening up onto the lymphatic system. And you can roll right onto the sides of the feet. Massaging the top of the bottom. And then very gently coming back to the centre. The hands are still under the head. And flattening the back to the ground, lift your head supported by your hands up a little bit until you feel the abdominal muscles engaging. The elbows might come together a little bit. And then just relax back down again. You won't have a lot. If your tummy don't, you've gone too far. And then breathing out, flatten the back to the ground. Tummy engages, perineum engages, just lift up slightly. And then just relaxing and come back down. And then slide the hands out from underneath your head. Come to bring your palms onto your abdomen, your lower abdomen. Elbows are out to the sides, and we'll just take a few breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And your own breath back. And then just slide your left leg out along the mat. And as you breathe in, your hands can rest on the abdomen or can go palms down alongside you. Breathing in, raise the left arm up above you, stretching the left foot, stretching the left arm. And as you breathe out, turn the head to the right. Breathe in, bring the head back to the center. And breathing out, lower the left arm back down alongside you. Slide the right leg along the mat. Extend the right heel. And as you breathe in, raise the right arm up above you, resting the back of the hand on the ground. Breathing out, turn the head to the left. As you breathe in, bring the head back to the center. And breathing out, lower the right arm. Point the toes up to the ceiling on both feet, and then point the toes away from you. Toes up to the ceiling, and toes away. And a couple of times to your own breath pattern. And then begin to circle the ankles, both ankles in one direction. And then circle both ankles in the opposite direction. And then stretch your toes out and just relax them. And then bend your elbows. Bend so that your elbows remain on the ground. Your hands are up to the ceiling. And just with the hands, fingers point towards your head and then fingers point away. So you're doing the same action. The heel of your hand goes towards your feet. You're going the same action with the hands as you did with the feet. A couple of times. And then very gently begin to circle the wrists in one direction. And then circle the wrists in the opposite direction. And then lower the hands. Cross the right ankle over the left. Raise the hands up. And then just almost arc. I'm going to my left, just arcing the right side in a semi-crescent moon. And then bring the hands to the center, come back to the center, uncross your right ankle, and then cross your left ankle over your right and change hands. And just semi-arc the body to the right side, which stretches out your left under your arms. Crescent moon on the other side. And then come back to the center. Lower the arms and then uncross your ankles and bend both knees again. Both feet on the floor. You might want to press your feet into the ground to lift your bottom and just straighten yourself up. And then hugging the left knee into the chest. Just circle the left knee a few times in one direction. Easing out any stiffness. And then circling the left knee a few times in the opposite direction. And then just placing the left ankle on the left thigh, let the left knee drop out to the left. Hands can either be palms down or on your abdomen. And just sway both knees gently from side to side. Your head can stay static or your head can gently sway to and then very gently hug the left knee into the chest and then place the left foot on the ground. Just sway both knees from side to side. The hands can be palms down on the floor, alongside you or again on the abdomen. And then hugging the right knee into the chest. Circle the right knee a few times in one direction. And then circle the right knee a few times in the other direction. And then opening the right knee to the right and place your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And then your hands palms down or on your abdomen as you sway both knees gently from side to side. Your hips will lift off slightly from the ground. And then hugging the right knee into the chest. And place your right foot back down onto the floor. And bring your feet now together so that the inner ankles are touching. Palms are alongside you, palms down. Just open the right knee to the right. And then let the left knee follow it so that both knees drift to the right. And your left hip lifts off the ground. And then lift your left knee up to upright. Let the right knee join it so that both knees are together. And then roll so that your left knee drifts down to the left and your right knee follows it. Please ask me if you've not followed that. Right knee comes back upright. The left knee joins it, so knees together. And then your right knee goes to the right and your left knee joins your left hips off the ground. Left knee comes back to upright, right knee joins it. They might not come to join totally. And then you'll drift your left knee over to the left and your right knee will join. So you're almost opening like an oyster clam, opening up. It's quite good for the hips, the lower back. And just follow your own pattern for a couple of times. And then come back to both knees upright. And then hug your left knee into the chest. Just take an in and an out breath here. Feel that you can adjust your right foot if you need to. Feel more comfortable. And then holding your left knee, let the left knee drift away from you to arm's length. And breathing out, hug your left knee into your chest. And a few times in your own breath pattern, letting the left knee drift away to arm's length and hugging the left knee into the chest. And then very gently, holding the left knee, just replace the left knee back onto the ground. And transfer your attention now to the right knee, hugging the right knee into the chest. Just holding it static, letting the muscles adjust. And then gradually, still holding the right knee with the right hands, let the right knee drift away from you to arm's length. And same on this side, hug the knee into the chest. And just do this a few times to your own breath pattern. We're working on the Apana energy, which is foundational energy. And if this is out, everything is out. So we're looking to reset this Apana energy. And then very gently hug the right knee into the chest and hug the left knee into the chest. So both knees are into the chest. And just very gently rock from side to side. And then hug both knees into the chest. And let both knees drift away to arm's length. Hug both knees into the chest. And both knees drift away to arm's length. And just do this a couple of times to your own breath pattern. And then hugging the knees into the chest, drop the hands to under the thighs, perhaps clasp the hands together and just raise the feet to the ceiling and just slightly sway from side to side. So I guess the analogy could be like some seaweed just floating in the water. And then bend the knees in again. Breathing in, raise the left foot to the ceiling and the left arm goes behind you, stretching out. Breathing out, hug the left knee into the chest. Breathing in, right foot and right hand extend, chin to chest. Breathing out, hugging the right knee into the chest. And breathing in, left leg. Hug the left knee in. And breathing in when you're ready, right leg. Extend, right arm. And hugging in. And then holding both knees into the chest, circle both knees in the same direction. This really goes onto the base, the lower back, and then circle both knees in the opposite direction. And then we're going to think about coming onto the side. So right side would be the yogic way. We're going to come to the hands and knees, taking your time and coming up however that works for you. Into cat-cow on all fours. So breathing in, dipping the back, looking up or along the mat. Breathing out, rounding, chin to chest. breathing in, dipping the back. And rounding chin to chest. And again, a couple of times to your own breath pattern. Warming the spine. And then come to neutral. And just turn to look over your left shoulder. Come to the centre with the head and come to turn to look over the right shoulder. And then come back to the centre. So we're going to be coming to standing. Come however you want to standing. If you want to come via downward dog, that's fine, in which case tuck your toes around the back, chin to chest, and come up via downward dog. Otherwise, come to standing, however works for you. If you come via dog, then walk the dog by bending one knee and then the other. And then extend both legs, tummy in. And then walk your hands to your feet to your hands, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And lift and roll the shoulders. We're going to come to warrior one. Step the left foot forward, the right foot out. Lift and roll the shoulders. Soften the front knee, cactus arms. And breathing out, lower the arms, straighten the legs. Breathing in, raise the arms upwards, stretching up. And breathing out, lower the arms, straighten the legs. And then again, breathing in, stretch up, hold the breath. And then breathing out, lower the arms. Step the left leg back, lift and roll the shoulders, and come forward with the right leg and then back left leg out. Breathing in, soften the front right leg, cactus arms. Breathing out, lower the arms. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, lower the arms. And as we breathe in again and raise the arms up, hold the breath. And breathing out. Step back with the right foot and lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, arms out, arms back. Palms down, arms out. Come back, hands low. Breathing in, hands up and out. Back. Lower, back, and lower the hands. Again, palms up and out. Again, up and out. And then last one, up and out. Lift and roll the shoulders. And then just very gently, chin slightly raises, chin slightly lowers. Come to turn the chin to the left. And come through the centre as you turn the chin to the right. Come to the centre. Breathing in, slightly lift the chin, let the eyes raise up. Breathing out, chin to chest. Breathing in, turn the head to the left. And then come through the centre as you turn the head to the right. And come to the centre. And we'll do that a couple more times. Chin up, chin down, to the left and to the right. Come to the centre. Up, down, left and right. Centre. Up and down. Left and right. Come to the centre and just breathing out. Bring the hands to the waist and step out. And a hula hoop. Just swirling the hips a little bit or a lot, dipping the knees. If you want to increase the hula hoop, it's very good for your liver. Otherwise, it's very good for abdominal organs and blood flow. And then swirl the other way. Then very gently come to standstill, release the hands, bring the feet together. And we're going to come to lying on the mats on our tummies, which is unusual. Very good for tummy fat. Not that anybody has necessarily got any, but just come to lie on your elbows in Sphinx pose. Look down at the mat, maybe widen your knees, and just wobble the bottom from side to side. Jelly wobble. Tuck the right toes underneath so that you're stretching out the underneath of your foot, and raise the right leg off the ground. Aim the right heel away from you, stretching out the right hip. Release the right foot to the ground and jelly wobble again. Tuck the left toes, extend the left heel back, lift the left leg off the ground, relax the left leg, let the heel drop out, and jelly wobble. And then we're going to come to bring the elbows out to the side, which will lower us down. You can rest your forehead on fists if you want to keep your head up, or if you want to come down, really come down, then rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. Your knees are slightly wide. Bend at the knees, soles of the feet to the ceiling, and just sway your feet from side to side. They can move together, or one can slightly follow the other. Your hip will subtly lift off the ground. Then just very gently with your feet, soles of the feet up, circle the ankles in one direction, and then circle the ankles in the opposite direction. Lower the feet to the ground, bring your knees in closer together, hands down onto the ground, elbows up, and we're going to come to child's pose. So press down with the hands, come onto the knees, maybe have your big toes towards one another and the knees wider apart. If this is tough on your knees, you don't have to come right down, you can keep your bottom high and come into a child's pose that suits you. So you might like to have your fists, hands on top of one another so that your head's not right down, which is softer on the heart. If you want to stretch your arms out, that's fine. But just choose a child's pose that works for you. So I'm going to have my hands and fists so that my head's not quite so far down. The heart is perhaps more parallel to the ground, so it's more restful for the heart. The back of the neck is extended, so again restful for the and calming for the nervous system. Quite good for the headaches because the blood kind of goes to the head, but you're not quite so far down that you're having like a massive head rush. It's soothing. And then just very gently press the hands down. And we're going to come to seated in cobbler's pose. So if Sue has any thoughts, or if anyone has any requests on any parts of the body that they might like to think about. Today, post-Easter.
Somebody? Anyone?
Anything? Just general deep
Anything for the calves?
Oh, course. Well, that's got to think it down.
Yeah, that's the
great
your brain
I might have to
cells.
think about that for a minute.
You get back to me.
I will think about it. I'm just trying to.
Knees.
So, yeah, the best place I would say is probably so on the outside of your foot, so you have to turn the leg round. Your first joint up there is your shoulder. Next one down is your hip. As you come to the, can you see if you come down to each sort of section, bone section, and then the next one down is your knee. So it will be just behind the knee joint there. So I would say that's like about 2/3 of the way down your foot. So that just inside there. So just sort of rub gently there. That would be roughly sort of calf area. Does that feel a little bit sore there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then is it just on the right side you've got the calf problem?
Yeah.
Yes. If you do the same
Well,
on the other
both, but
oh, it's more on there.
More,
If you,
yeah.
just out of interest, if you do the same thing on your left foot,
Let's see.
it probably won't hurt as much. It probably might just hurt a little bit, but not as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mild.
Yeah.
So, cobblers also opens the hips, so it's a lower lymphatic system. You can bounce your knees. You can do many variations of this. You can lie down with your hips supported with a bolster. You can have your legs halfway up the wall like this in a diamond pose. So very helpful for the hips and blood circulation. You can use your thumbs and just massage anywhere that feels like being massaged, or ask Sue for any points.
Yeah, the easiest one to do when you're actually sitting like this is to do basically where your instep is in your foot, so go in a bit. That's all your sort of digestive area, so maybe after a bit too much chocolate
Oh,
over
yes.
the weekend, it's good to have a little massage around there and get all your innards going a little bit. And
So is
Of
it
course.
basically if you put pressure and massage?
yes, if you just go
Anywhere
around in a
in
circle, well, it's the stuff. Just I'm being quite general here because it's
Yeah.
hard to be specific with areas. But your stomach area is your inner step. So it's all the soft area in here. That's your stomach, and then the coming down. That's the sort of intestinal area here. But the main sort of stomach area is the soft bit, sort of here.
So you just can't go right, you just rub any
No, just gently. Yes, yeah. I mean, you're supposed to do it in a clockwise direction because that's the way your stomach, the intestine sort of follows around. But it doesn't matter that much if you can't. It's hard to think about it when you do one way and one. It doesn't really matter very much, but just gentle. So if you've got stomach ache or things aren't quite right down there, it's quite soothing and often you can get things started up. Not
Ooh.
too bad, which I have done many times with people.
The loo is there. I always say also on the loo, if you put the switch on, the fan comes on, you can't hear anything at all, and nobody ever does put the fan on. They never do.
Let's hope it doesn't happen that quickly. Quick run home.
Oh dear. And then just very gently support underneath the legs, bring them up, just stretch your feet out, just bounce, just rub or pat or just anywhere on the body, just get the circulation going in another way. And then just have your feet out wide and just touch your hands to either side of you and then slide your hands down your legs. Lead with your chest, have that sense that you're leading with your chest, and then just slide the hands down. And when your hands have got to where you feel relaxed, just come forward, relaxing your head. If you've got long arms and you want to hold your big toe, that's an option too. But otherwise, just hold anywhere. Forward bend, the heels extended, kind of engage the muscles to either side of the legs, so that just engages everything. And then instead of doing Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose, just sliding your hands up to come upright, and then turn the body to face over your left leg, hands either side, and then again leading with the chest, just walk forward to where it works for you. Hands on the shin, hands on the toes, hands to either side of the feet. It just depends on your arm length. And feel, as far as possible, it's almost impossible, that you're not crunching down on the left side, that both sides, right and left, are extending evenly. That is impossible, but just try not to crunch down on the left side too much. And then tummy in, perineum engaged, just to slide your hands up the left leg, touch your hands to either side of you, lengthen the body, and then turn towards the right outstretched leg, and just then walk the hands down, kneeling with the chest. Feel that you're, again, stretching, trying to stretch evenly on either side, which is impossible, but just have a nod to that and then just relax over the right leg. Chin to chest. And then just slide the legs up. Bring the legs together, just bend your knees, support underneath your thighs, stretch the legs out again, toes up to the ceiling. Breathing in, raise the left arm, bring the left arm across the body. If you wanted to be very yogic, you can have your palm outwards if you wanted to, but otherwise inwards, but outwards is quite yogic. Right hand behind and turn to the right, over the right shoulder. Turn to look back over your left shoulder, and then turn to look over your right shoulder. Bring the head back, raise the left arm and lower it. And then raise the right arm, bring it across the body, left hand behind. Turn to look over the left shoulder. When you're ready, turn back to look over the right shoulder. And turn to look over the left shoulder again. Come back to the centre, raising the left hand. And then just hands to either side of you. hands down, just lift the chest up, raise the eyes upwards, lift the chin slightly, it's a controlled lift, no flopping the head back. And then
Just very, very gently bend the knees and hugging chin. You can have your feet apart. You're just relaxing forward after your twist.
and then come to a cross-legged position. Hands resting on the knees. And then connecting in, breathing in, turn the head to the left. Breathing out, turn the head to the right. In to the left. And out to the right. In to the left. And out to the right. Come back to the centre. And have your thought for the day, your sankalpa, can be a thought for yourself, someone close to you, or a world thought, and just mentally repeat that thought a couple of times. And then let that thought drift away. Your intention has been set for the day. And then, if you want to send somebody close to you, or several people close to you, there are several ways to do this. Imagine that person in the palm of your hand, and you can add extra people in. And just imagine shrinking that person, putting them a mini that person in your palm of your hand. And you can add an extra person. And as you breathe in, breathe out, and breathing out, lots of love goes from your heart to your hand. And you send that person, or those people, love in your palm of your hand. And it's almost like blowing the air and just letting it go. And then having sent them, breathing in a couple of times, and each time breathing out through the heart and just sending love to that person. Then again, just let that person drift away. You've sent them your love and best wishes. That person can be alive or dead, actually. They don't have to be with you at all. They can be here or not here. And then just let that go and bring your hands to your heart, taking a bow now for yourself for the day ahead.